guys are fucking crazy. We were sitting up there marveling at some of the callbacks. You were saying something about a Trisket? Like, I was trying. What did you say? Because I was like, did she even say Trisket?
Safe word Trisket.
Oh my God. That's kind of ironic because that's Terrance and I safe word as well. So.
I like the sorrow over the popped balloon.
It's surreal. It's completely surreal. This is actually I wasn't able to watch it in Chicago. So this is the first time I've actually heard anyone screaming callbacks on Devil's Triangle. So it's pretty awesome and hilarious. Good times. All right, Terrance, take it away. Well, go ahead.
Wait till Repo.
Darren, you slowed it down.
I'm scared someone to set my flies down, so I'm just gonna say. So guys, what we're gonna do here is, before we get into any sort of live performance, we're gonna open it up for any questions you guys might have, be it on Devil's Carnival or Repo or other projects we're working on. So don't be shy, raise your hand if you have a question. Hopefully we have an answer for you. Yes, we'll start right here.
I have a question. Is there going to be any reprisal of any of the characters from episode 1?
In episode 2?
In episode 2, yeah.
Absolutely. Terrance, what do you want to know more of?
Yeah, I mean, everyone's coming back, so... I mean, there'll be, as the story, different people have different size roles, but, no.
Well, tomorrow's dead.
Yeah, but you never know. Yeah. No,
we killed Jigsaw in episode 3.
Yeah.
Good point.
Well, I think more excitingly, we're, I'm sure most of you know, since you were singing along. You're not uninformed is what I'm saying. The next one's really about heaven. You get introduced to heaven more, so there's going to be a bunch of new characters as well. Whole new style of music.
What is going to be related to the Amazon?
You know what I'm marveling at over here? I have 6 different drinks on the stage in various different places. In my Gatorade, there's a beer, and there's a water, and then I have coffee, and then there's something else. Alright, so I'm sorry, that was about me.
It's all about
yes, over here.
This is a microcosm of what the tour van looks like. By like day 3, he's like, this place is a fucking mess, and it's like, well, yeah.
What made you want to use Aesop's sales?
I mean, I'm actually kind of stumped to think of where the idea originally germinated, but I think it was, we knew we wanted to do a heaven and hell story. And in essence, religious stories generally are kid stories, right? I mean, they're meant to indoctrinate us when we're very young. And as such, they also are moral tales. Do this, and if you don't do this, this happens. So I just thought that instead of doing like, here's the story of, I don't know, Noah's Ark or something, Aesop's Fables felt a little more edgy, and I think a lot of the stories are a little darker and more morally ambiguous. As well as I haven't really seen Aesop's Fables done in films, at least not done well, so it felt kind of like new and unexplored territory, so we kind of just dove in.
They also make better songs.
Yeah.
Yes, over here. Yes.
Will there be angels, and how will they be portrayed? And this is the second one.
Seriously?
Come back in a couple of months and see for yourself.
The trailer shows the angels.
I'm really not going to tell you any more than that. Over here, yes. And the left side, yes. Yes.
We've got hell.
I wasn't talking to you. No, I'm joking. We'll ask you about it. Go ahead.
We've got hell. We're getting heaven. Will we get more of a taste of earth?
I mean, who knows? I think immediately you're going to start to see a mechanism of how people end up in either place. So I guess supposedly it all begins in Earth, right?
I also think that we were talking before you guys got here, we had the Ringmasters about creating worlds, and I think what's exciting to us is being able to create fantastical worlds, be it Sanitarium Square, or the Jinko compound, or hell, or heaven. I think we live in Earth, and it can be mundane if not portrayed correctly. So I think to me, I'm more excited about taking leaps into places that we haven't visited yet, and finding places like that I want to live in. And I get bored very easy by just normal things, so I'm gonna answer for Terrance a little bit. Terrance, pick somebody.
Wasn't there somebody?
Oh yeah, the guy with the.
Okay, this is something I've been wondering since the first time I saw Repo. What is the street value of Zydrate, and can you help me score some?
Hydrate for everyone!
Well, it's not technically illegal.
Trying to upstage us here? I don't need a microphone. First time's free.
I was hoping you'd say something like get on your knees or something.
Well, we're doing something live in a minute, so you may change your opinion.
Have you ever thought about just doing your own album?
Yes!
Right now, Debbie. Thank you. And actually, Saar and I have been working together now, collaborating on music of TDC for almost 2 years, and very extensively. It's a full-time job, to say the least. But we were actually just talking the other day about, on the one hand, I think we're excited by the fact that we decided to do something live in an untraditional setting. It's going to be very naked, piano and voice. So on the one hand, we're excited by that. On the other hand, I'm terrified. In the sense that, where's my Lucifer mask to hide behind, right? But the fact that you guys are, I think, so excited about it, we were just talking about not only working on sort of an album together, almost like not something attached to a movie, but like a concept album, probably. And maybe doing like a mini tour at like small like cabaret type venues.
Like here?
No, I was thinking, like
Or Hunter.
my red dress. And then be the barman. So would you guys come and see that?
Yes.
I like there's callbacks during the Q&A. Don't pop the balloon.
I have a question for Repo. Why were some of the songs cut?
In Repo?
Oh, right.
I think that comes down to every film is always longer than the movie you're going to see.
There's 4.
Be it on any film of mine, for example. In Saar, one of my favorite traps, but I think one of the best traps was cut from the movie because it just didn't fit in. In Mother's Day,
like
the
3
first
hours.
cut that I did was over 4 hours. The movie that was released is under 2
There's
hours.
parts,
2 hours was
obviously,
cut.
which is the one where they
in
try
Repo,
to
it's the same thing.
needle through a
We did
bug,
the first
which is
edit of
kind
Repo,
of sort of
well
in
over
it,
2.5
but it's at the
hours.
end. And
And
there's
you
another one
can't
that I
ask an
can't think
audience
of.
to sit
It's
in
at the
theater,
opera.
specifically when you're doing something, unless you're Harry Potter, no, seriously, unless you're Harry Potter or some big epic journey, Repo's
I
already...
like the Slytherin callback too. That was
Yeah, that was good. Repo's already a big risk to take for any city to put out. And then to say, oh, on top of that, we're going to ask you to make it longer. I mean, the reality is it's a movie business. The business is, if you have a movie that's 90 minutes, it can show more times a day in the theater, which the joke was on us because it only showed 2 theaters. But if it's only 90 minutes, it can show more times in the theater, thus making the theater owners more money, thus them selling more concessions. And so literally there is a formula for how long movies can be versus how many times they can show it in a day. So for us, I mean, it was a goddamn miracle that we were even able to get a 90-minute or 98-minute movie out there. But yeah, there was originally a 2-hour and 30-minute version of it. We tried. I mean, again, I'll answer the inevitable question, which always comes up to us about Repo 2. It's not that Terrance and I and the entire cast don't want to do a Repo 2. It's that we have no power. We are powerless. I have as much power on the Repo franchise as you guys do to say to Lionsgate, like, I can't go to Lionsgate and say I want to make Repo 2. they won't care. It's the equivalent of driving a car, and I was mentioning this earlier. I got my first car at 16 years old. The equivalent would be me going to the owner of that car now and saying, hey, can I drive my car? Well, it's not mine, it's their car now. And so I can't go to Lionsgate and say that. It's a mathematical formula for them. And
when you break into the car and hide in the back seat, it's kind of on my side. I've learned this.
That all said, a nugget of hope, which is something that I kind of was surprised. I'm always surprised by the entertainment industry and how things actually get made. Is I saw in the trades of the day 2 days ago that Veronica Mars, who's been off for years and years, did a Kickstarter routine because they couldn't get the studio to do it. And in 2 days, they got the entire budget of the movie, which then led another thing, Pushing Daisies, do the same thing. Same thing in 2 days. Filmmakers are finding inventive ways to actually circumvent the problem we have. But the problem that we're going is, we are fighting a very uphill battle. That being said, it's not an unwinnable battle. But right now, we're going to do things that we know we can control. We control Repo, and we control Devil's Carnival. And so we're going to use that and do what we can on that. So hopefully you like it enough because we're already working on part 2 and 3 of Devil's Carnival. Couple more questions. Yes, right here in the middle. Yes. No, not you. You don't. Yes.
Can you put Joan Jett in the movie again, please?
We were actually just talking about Joan Jett last night. She's awesome. I'm not sure how much of an actress she is. She's awesome in Repo because she's Joan Jett in Repo. But to ask Joan Jett to play like Mary Wick, maybe she'd be pretty awesome. No, forget what I said. Yes.
More gratuitous
Saar, will you shut the fuck up, Saar? I can't hear my fingers. God damn it, talk too much. Over here in the back.
Question. This one is right here.
Just throw them all out. It's a free for all. I don't throw up any questions.
You used to stalk Emily Autumn to get her to the first Carnival.
Yeah.
Who fucking stalked Tech 9 to get him into the second one?
Yes, maybe. I don't. I guess. Smell this.
Terrance clearly used his charm on him.
So there was a weird. I'm sorry. It's like I was small thing. Okay, so. All right. That was too much information, but Tech 9. So that was kind of a weird thing. So I actually met Tech 9 about 15 years ago when I was in Kansas City. I lived in Kansas City, and I went to a party with a friend of mine, and Tech 9 was there. And at that time, I'd never done a movie, never done anything. And I said that I was going to move to Los Angeles and do music videos. And someone said, you should do Tech 9's music video. And I was like, who's Tech 9? And he was at the party. This was 15 years before Tech 9 was really Tech 9. And that was it. That was basically the extent of it. And then Tech kind of blew up, Strange Music blew up. And so I jokingly always would tweet out, I'm going to do a Tech 9 music video from Kansas City, representing and all that. And one day I got a phone call from one of the producers on this guy named Shawnee, who brought in Sarah Brightman, who brought in a bunch of other people, and said, what about Tech 9? And I told him the story about the Kansas City connection. They called Strange Music and told him the whole thing, and next thing we knew, Tech was on a plane. Literally, it was that easy. It was crazy. Some of these people that I think are the most unique and weird, like the Sarah Brightmans of the world, the Paris Hiltons, or the Tech 9s, the people that make you scratch your head and say, what the fuck? How did they get Sarah Brightman, or why did they get Paris Hilton, or how did they get... those are the easiest people for us to get. The hardest people for us to get are some of the ones you probably never think about. But the Sarah Brightmans and the Techs are very easy because they're artists. They want to do things that are artistic.
What was it like to work with him?
He's the most articulate, like well-spoken, nice. Maybe I'm going to kill his street cred. I don't know. If you listen to his lyrics and he's insane. His technique, hence the Tech 9, and just how insane his rap and his lyrics are. I guess I had this big kind of built-up thuggish impression of him, what I was going to meet. He's not even a stature. He is just so nice and well-spoken, which I guess I wasn't expecting. But he was great. I can't wait to work with him further in the future on this stuff. Yes, right here. Yeah.
If you're thinking Repo 2, would you do a prequel or a sequel?
For Repo 2?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think that Terrance and I mean, we never really for a prequel, sequel, continuing thing, and it kind of, we just stopped thinking about it years ago. I mean, that's more of a Terrance thing, I guess, Terrance.
I don't know. Actually, I don't know. Like you said, sort of moved on. But what would you?
Oh gosh, don't ask me that. Prequel.
Both!
What is everybody?
All of the repo.
Guys,
The Muppet movie.
the Muppet movie?
I just when you said why not do both, it reminded me of the scene where Richard Pryor is selling ice cream, balloons to Kermit to take him over to Piggy. He's like, what do you think? You know, like basically the red one with the balloon. He goes, why not take them all?
Guys, Saar is not saying anything, so Saar, I have a question. I'm sure the audience is all wondering. Like, I'm wondering, boxes or briefs and wine? Both simultaneously?
Comfort and looseness.
There you go. Can you do me a favor? Okay. Oh, this is still delightful. One last question. Let's go to the very back over here towards the right. Yes, back there. We'll take both of you. There's two questions over there. So the first one over there.
Oh wait, I'll see if I can ask Terrance later.
Can Terrance what for you? Terrance. Either Terrance is going to dance or Terrance is going to sing. I'm going to let the audience pick this one. Okay, so you're not singing.
Why don't you dance
There's
instead?
a question right back there.
I had the same question, but you should dance for us because you didn't dance for us in Manchester. And you probably
Do you think he's your monkey?
Gas, cash, or grass, nobody writes for free.
So, guys, what I'm going to do is take a moment and let's let you guys in on episode 2 a little bit.